in the book, you and no business is immune to this, right? And we've had other guests on before, gentlemen by the name of Rob Fisher, Gareth Locke, Clive Lloyd. All of them challenge rules at work. So in your book, you use an example with Georgie. Is it Georgina Pacific Paper Mills?
Georgia Pacific.
Yeah, Georgia Pacific. Sorry. And they implemented a heap of safety policies, and they're trying to make workers adhere to those rules. But sometimes it's actually the culture of that place and the environment might not actually support like people following those rules, or simply having those rules in place might not actually be enough. Can you just discuss that with us? Why can't people just follow these rules at work?
I mean, I think there are a lot of reasons. I think you know, one thing to understand is that the rules are almost never written by the people doing the work, which, you know, is like someone who doesn't know how to roller skate writing out how to roller skate, instructions on how to roller skate. You know, that it's probably not going to help you roller skate. Another thing is that work changes all the time. Workplaces are dynamic, right? The weather changes work. The number of people who came to work that day changes the work. The specific job obviously changes the work, but the rules don't change. So the work changes all the time, but the rules don't change, which means often the rules don't make any sense for the work. The rules presume you're a machine, and not a human who's sleepy, having trouble at home, had 2 beers the night before, doesn't feel great. And those are all the like best case scenarios of why people don't follow the rules. But at the core, and like I think this was true, you know, you were talking about a Georgia Pacific paper mill that was taken over by the Koch brothers, you know, rather evil pair of financiers here in the U.S. But you know, there was a similar story from like a meat packing plant, and you know, the meat packing plant, you know, the man who ran the floor in the meat packing plant was talking about how things needed to be as safe as possible. People needed to follow the rules. He was this 50-page rule book. They worked so hard on it. People just wouldn't follow the rules. And in the background, he had a screensaver going, you know, one of those words that bounces around the screen. And it said, yeah, run debone full speed. And the debone, that would be the debone line, where meatpacking workers were taking bones with very sharp knives and cold hands out of chickens, I think. You know, and that's exactly it. These are all the rules. We're going to run the sharp, cold, wet, fast machine as fast as it goes. Which is to say, rules are a set of goals for safety based on the priority of making money.
Yeah.
As long as making money is the priority, then rules are just this really narrow path that you can walk through to survive your job.
Wow.
And
I love that. Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, it's almost like the more rules a workplace has, the more dangerous it might be.
Yeah. Great point. Look,
yeah, I know, totally agree. Yeah, totally. I concur. I'm the same. I'm always challenging these things down here. Like, I kind of feel that they're just targeted at people. They're not helping us be successful.
Yeah, I mean, I think that gets at a lot of it, is like helping people be successful. Like, is that the goal of the rules? And I think it often isn't. And if it was, the workplace would be designed towards their success, and you would need less rules. You would control the environment in such ways that made that obvious. Here, and I do like to go back to traffic a lot, because everyone drives, and I think it's probably helpful for you all too. But go back to those road widths. If the, you know, one thing we have in the U.S., I don't know if you have them there, automated speed safety cameras. You know, they catch you speeding. Mm-hmm. Take a picture of your license plate. So if you're on a wide road with wide lanes, you're going to drive faster no matter what. That tells your brain to go faster. You're more likely to get a speeding ticket. And it's like, is it your fault? I don't know. because that lane is really wide. And if they really wanted you to slow down, they could just narrow the lane width. But they don't. They want to move as much traffic through as possible. It's the same, you know, as the factory output. So they keep the road widths wide, and, you know, maybe you get punished, you get a ticket for not following the rules, but the road isn't designed to encourage you to follow the rules. There's no way in which that environment is actually targeted towards you being compliant, succeeding.